And I eventually realized what I really truly want is time freedom and flexibility and the ability to be able to make my own income and go beyond the ceiling of whatever job that I had if I were to work hard enough and smart enough to be able to be successful. So
Yeah.
at that point, I had a realization what that is entrepreneurship.
My name is Misa and I started a cleaning business back in 2018 with no clue on what I was doing. And now it's a seven-figure company. On this podcast, I sit down with other cleaning business owners and talk about the real journey. This is a Cleaning Journey podcast.
So my name is Amy Sardone. I live in Columbus, Ohio, and I grew up in Texas, and that is where my company is. My company is in Dallas, Texas. It is called Speed Cleaning, and we primarily sell non-toxic cleaning products and supplies to cleaning businesses all over the world, as well as training. We have online training for cleaning businesses to help teach you the most efficient way possible to clean a home.
Yeah, that training is amazing.
Thank you.
When I met you in April, at your mom's event, it it really, I didn't even know about the book. I mean, I was in the industry for, at that time, like 6 years, had just been 6 years, and I've never heard of it. And which it was crazy because as cleaning business owners, we want to always improve our training process.
Yeah.
And this whole time, there was a speed cleaning book on how to show you and how to train your people. So it was just amazing to be able to, that I got a lot of added value from the event, but that really was like a huge highlight. Like I can just give this book to my cleaners and, my trainers could train them on this, but everything here, and they're going to be able to do a great maintenance cleaning. So it
Yeah.
was awesome. And in the aprons, like I never thought about it. It's so crazy.
Yeah, it's a game changer. Once you start using speed cleaning aprons, it's difficult to go back because it's just super efficient. It makes you really
Oh,
fast. Lightning
oh,
fast.
for sure. So tell us like tell us a little bit about the training system because I'm sure that there's a listener here that's like, tr they're still going out into the field, training the teams themselves. They're the ones right there showing them how to clean and going through all of the steps, which is not wrong. It's fine to do things like that at a certain point in your cleaning business. But as you grow, there has to be a system that will be able to train them so that you can step back as the owner, right? I
Right.
mean, all of this stuff, you've seen it with your mom, so you understand it now. Talk to us about the training system.
Yeah. So, like you mentioned, the book, that's kind of the first step, figuring out the bare minimum, how to clean really well, really efficiently. The book and the video tells you the perfect way to do a maintenance clean. But then, like you said, if you're the owner of the cleaning business, you are most likely out there cleaning or you're still out there training. And as you grow, and if you want to continue growing, you have to figure out how to clone yourself, right? So the only way to do that is to have a system in place. You can never clone yourself if you're just, you know, you tell, they check, and then they go on next, right? The tell, check, next method does not work. You have to be able to train using a particular system. You have to be able to measure whether the system is, being followed, whether it's working, and then you're able to clone yourself and do that with as many or as few cleaning techs as you can possibly, fit into your business. So
Yeah.
the idea is a system to be able to implement whether you're there or not.
Yes. Oh, for sure. It's not scalable if you can't teach it with in a way that's systematic.
Right.
It's just not possible. What would you say to like those cleaning business owners, just like myself, that like might overthink the process, might think like, oh my God, that's something new that I have to add on to my training. Like what would you say to someone like that?
I think you're bringing up a good point about overthinking. The simple is what scales, right? So you bring in more complexity and you're also bringing in more chaos into your business. So, when you're implementing something new into your business, you don't have to try and do every single thing that you learn all at once. So, if you're doing this new training system, start with watching the videos, learning what you're supposed to do in a training period, the 5-day training period, and just follow the steps. As you learn more things, or maybe you're rereading or rewatching and you catch more things, you can then implement. It doesn't all have to be done, immediately, because done is better than perfect, right?
Yeah. And that's good to hear because people like me, I'm like, no, like let's do it all at once. And
Mhm.
let's just implement it. And I've learned along the way that it does take a little bit of time and then you have to tweak things, but just start.
Yeah.
Just get started, start introducing it, and little by little, then you can have your entire team in that training.
Yeah. I think that's great advice. Just start. Just start. It's
Yeah.
the only way you're ever going to get anything accomplished.
Yes. Yeah. And that's with anything in business. We have to just start implementing either a new system, a new process, something that's going to help us either step out of the field and be able to be the business owner that we all strive to be. That's what we started the business is to be able to do that. And I think we just get into our heads that there's so many things that need to be done and it just overwhelms us and we stay in the business and we stay wanting to do those things. So I really want to pick your brain on your experience with the cleaning industry. Your mom being in the cleaning industry, just for so many years,
Mhm.
40 plus, would you say 40 plus years?
Yes, definitely. I'm almost 41 and she's been doing it since I was well, before I was born, since my brother was an infant. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I would like for you to, to share just what you've learned along the way of being the daughter of a business owner in the cleaning industry.
Uh, I know that it's hard work and it takes a lot of dedication. And over the 40 years have watched how her role in the business has evolved. Of course, when I was really young, she would clean herself, right? She would go out and she would do the cleans. She would bring the infant carrier to a house, and
Yeah.
she would have to, take a moment and pause and like feed her baby or whatever. And she worked really hard until she realized that she could not continue doing things with just her. You have to be able to grow. And so as I watched her grow, her roles changed in the business. She was a cleaner, and then she was a manager, right? And then she was a CEO. And what she did in the business would change. The amount of time that she would spend in the business fluctuated. But, by the time I was in high school, she had a lot of flexibility. She had a lot of free time. She picked me up from school every day at, 3:30. She was able to come to all my sports games. She just had a lot of time freedom, because she focused on building a business that she could scale without her. And so
Mm,
I know that at this point, she's got a business that she doesn't even have an office at. She has a COO who runs the day-to-day in her business, and she's carried on this business that she has grown and, made healthy, and it can run without her. So it's really a cool journey to see her on.
oh, for sure. For sure. And I apologize for not saying your mom's name. So Debbie Sardone, your mom has inspired so many other cleaning business owners and helped them get out of cleaning and
Right.
be able to be owners and she gives them the tools and the confidence to be able to make those decisions.
Yeah.
It's one of the things that, I've learned along the way is learning from the best, being able to grab what they've learned along the way and then implement it. Uh,
Yeah. I
and
think that's so important. What you just said, like learning from the best. And a lot of business owners kind of look at what other people are doing and then model that. But the thing that you should be modeling is, well, who's doing it the best and
Mhm,
model that. So
exactly.
if you just model whatever's around you, you're never going to get anywhere. But you
Yeah.
find someone who's doing the thing that you want to do. Do you want to be out of your business? Do you want to be out of do you want to be mop free? You got to find someone who's doing that and model what they're doing.
Oh, for sure. For sure. And we're going to be talking about like I think keeping it simple is going to come out a lot in this conversation because it really is just learn from the best, keep it simple, implement it, and tweak along the way.
Yeah.
Um, we tend to, for some reason, entrepreneurs, we want to make things harder than what they are. And one thing that I've learned along the way is Misa, don't overthink it.
Mhm.
Just implement it. Why are you having all these late nights, 1, 2, 3 in the morning working? You're gonna be burnt out. Just keep it simple, have a normal schedule, and do what's most important. So you being the daughter of a mentor to many, and you've seen her journey along the way, and you experienced what it is to be a daughter that lives with a business owner but has that freedom. Did it inspire you to be an entrepreneur as well?
So I would say two things about that. How did it make me feel at the time? I mean, I felt valued and I felt important. That, my mom wasn't, not that, not to say that someone who's working till 5 and can't pick their kid up at 3:30 can't make their kid feel valued, but that is what I felt.
Mm.
Uh, I personally work, I work all day. I don't stop work at 3:30. So, but as a teenager, I just knew that it was important to my parents to be around and to have time to uh, be with us and spend time with us and make us feel valued and important. I thought for a very long time, like, I never want to be an entrepreneur. Like, I'm not interested at all. I don't want to have the responsibility because
Mm,
being a business owner is a big responsibility. You have all of these people who you employ, and you want, their employment is what's supporting their families. You have all
mm,
of these people who are really dependent on you being successful.
yeah,
And I could feel that that's a weighty responsibility. And
yeah,
what I wanted was consistency and job, what's the word, like job assurance. I wanted to know that I could not take my work home at the end of the day, and I wanted to know that I could, be sure that I had a job, although no one, that's not real. You can't really be sure that you have a job at the
oh,
end.
for sure, especially now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So no, I was not inspired to be an entrepreneur, but after I did that for a long time, I worked in other fields for the last 20 years, and I eventually realized what I really truly want is time freedom and flexibility and the ability to be able to make my own income and go beyond the ceiling of whatever job that I had was, if I were to work hard enough and smart enough to be able to be successful. So
Yeah.
at that point, I had a realization that, what that is entrepreneurship. So now I'm inspired to be an entrepreneur. And my mom has been my mentor ever since I made that decision.
Hey, real quick, before we dive back in, if you're a cleaning business owner stuck in the day to day, doing the cleaning, handling the calls, and working crazy hours, I want you to know that there's a better way. I help cleaning business owners just like you build systems, hire right, and understand their numbers. If that sounds like what you need, go to the link in the description and book a free strategy call with me. Don't keep doing it alone. Let's build something better together. Those little things of time freedom and being your own boss and living life in your own terms. Like that I think is what we have inside of us that like wants to make, makes us entrepreneurs. But yeah, it does require hard work. It requires risk. It
Mhm.
requires a lot of responsibility. So I can see how like a kid might see all of that and be like, that's the last thing I want to do. Like,
Right, right. You don't see the
especially
light at the
seeing,
end of the tunnel. You see
yeah.
all the hard work that you have to put into it.
It's so cool that now you are now running the speed cleaning company. Like, what are the things that have really stuck to you that has helped you run your current business?
There are so many things I think
I
I could
bet.
I could say.
Share a couple.
Um, Okay, so I would say one of the biggest things that she helped me with, like right off the bat, was being a leader and continually learning how to be a good leader.
Mm,
Because as a business owner, you will always have people who are you're working with, and you have to be able to be a respectful person even when you're frustrated, and you have to be able to be kind and do all of these things. Not just basic, like that's basic, be kind and respectful, but also how do you get how do you get people you're leading to be great at what they do.
mm,
That's a skill that I have been learning and she's been mentoring me with. Um, and then maybe more on like the business strategy side of things, how do you prioritize? Because as a business owner, there are a million things that you could be doing to help grow your business, or maybe to just make it better. So how
mm.
do you prioritize? You have to find your bottlenecks, right? You have to figure out what are the main parts of the business that have to do well for your business to grow. What things can you get off of your plate? What can you delegate? What doesn't need to be done at all? And just kind of figuring out every day, what is the thing that needs to be a priority for us to grow. So I would
Yeah,
say those are kind of my top two things: how to grow the business and how to grow the people.
yeah. Now tell us, now being a leader is and getting to understand how to communicate with people is like it's very tough. And I mean, that's what our industry is about. It's people.
Yep.
If we don't have people out in the field, we don't have a business. What are like two things that you've learned from your mom that like how to communicate with people and how to get them involved, like your company, like your vision, like how do you get them moving?
How do we get people moving is to have open communication with where you're at and where you want to be. So where is the business going? And get
Mm,
people on board and excited about that as well. So it's not and they're not going to be excited if you're the only one that benefits, right?
mm,
So make sure that the whole company benefits. When the business is growing, everybody grows. People grow financially, they grow comfortably, just all kinds of things. So make sure that it's not just a thing that the business owner is keeping to themselves, right?
yeah,
Yeah, so that's a big one. So the other side of that that she has taught me is communicating expectations clearly. So just kind of hoping that people do what they are supposed to do, or hoping that people are going to know what you want them to do, is
mm.
never going to work out. So
Nope.
you can't really motivate people to do the right thing unless they know what the right thing is. So, define what that is very specifically and how it can be measured, and then how they can know themselves if they are lining up with what they're supposed to be doing. So if the person you're employing doesn't understand what's expected of them, then you've done them a disservice.
Yeah, yeah. And then from there, telling ourselves why aren't they doing this? Why aren't they doing that? Why aren't they showing up? And if they're not being reliable, if they're not providing the type of service that you expect them to do, it's because it's something that we haven't done ourselves, right? Like maybe we didn't implement a standard. Maybe
Right.
we didn't implement a training
Mhm.
in place. Maybe we didn't set those expectations to where they are fully aware of what's required for them.
Right. You got to be able to point to where they were, made to understand
Mm,
what you expect of them. If you can't point to it, then you can't expect them to do it.
I love that. I mean, that's the biggest thing that we have as business owners, that responsibility to make sure that everything goes right. Because if it doesn't, then we have to point ourselves and what are we not doing that's causing all of this that's going on, right?
Right.
So,
And you end up not just hurting your business, but that person too, because they probably wanted to succeed.
mm, mm. That's huge. And I think these are like the unicorns that we've been like wanting, but because maybe we were too distracted with other parts of the business, maybe we didn't provide a good training, like, we give them a disservice. So, uh, knowing, you mentioned something that I really want to highlight was that second lesson that your mom taught you was like to pretty much run your business in a way where like you want to do what's most important.
Mhm.
Like you want to be able to structure your day in a certain way so that you can get the most out of the day, right? Like how do you like what's a day to day for you? Like how do you structure your day to be focused and effective?
So this starts even bigger picture than the day. I pretty much plan what do I want to accomplish in the next 5 years, the next 1 year, over the next quarter, over the
Mm,
next month, week, and day. So once you start with the big stuff and you figure out where do you want your company to be, how do you make decisions that are going to get you to that point is what's going to kind of fill your calendar on smaller and smaller chunks. But to go a little more granular, I plan my week a week ahead of time. So everything I'm going to do during the week, I prepare for the week before,
love
and,
it.
and it will always include the things that are going to move something forward that I want to prioritize.
Mm,
So, one thing I do is I have all my meetings in the same day because for me, meetings are sometimes physically draining. So, anytime
100%.
I'm in a meeting, it should be on this one day, and I can spend the other days of my week focusing on stuff that I am the only person that can do in my business to help it grow. So
Mm,
I have different kind of blocks of time that I use throughout the week. If I want to work on marketing, you as a business, the biggest thing you can do is market your business and figure out how to help other people find you. So, I spend a good chunk of my time figuring out that problem, that and the solutions to those problems. So there's so many things you can do for marketing, whether it's paid ads or, SEO or blogging and, all of these things. I spend a good chunk of my time working on bringing in new people and, what is the messaging that new people are actually looking for that
mm,
we can help them with. So yeah, I spend my time on that. I spend a little bit of my time on making sure our systems are what we need them to be, making sure that the systems stay up to date. And I spend a little bit of my time learning. As a business owner, you pretty much never stop learning. So I have, in my calendar every single day a chunk of time that I use to read business books.
mm,
So I'm constantly learning. I am working on how to uh, attract new customers, how to make the current customers that we have happy, right? That's another part of it. You have to keep your customers that you have happy and fulfilled. And so what can you do in your business to be able to keep your customers? You don't want to just bring them in and lose them. You have to keep them. I send a lot of emails, but I spend a lot of time on them because I don't want to send a single email out that doesn't give somebody value.
mm,
So thank you. I appreciate you saying that. But that's the second like biggest thing that I spend my time on, attracting new customers and um what's the word? Just making my current customers
Yeah.
feel valued and that they're getting value from me.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's huge. I mean, why go out there try to get new customers when you can have your current customers just continually being a part of it and buying from you, right? And receiving that experience. How they say you got to find your clan, your
Yeah.
people. And I love it. I wrote so many notes just from you from there. Um, I love and I'll highlight a little bit here and there just if someone missed it. Like, so you plan a week prior,
Hmm.
right? And then you do want to plan, the yearly, at least from the 5 year to have a good idea. And you can dream big, that's fine, but have an idea where you want to go, and then you go from like from 5 years, 3 years, 2 years, 1 year, and like you said, quarterly to weekly. And in meetings on the same day. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's just, you know, it does require a lot of thinking.
Mhm.
So get all the thinking out of the way in one day. And do you have a specific day you do your meetings?
Yes, Wednesday is my meeting day.
Wednesdays.
Hmm. But that's really more out of uh, availability and the best time for my team
Mm,
to meet. Mondays are probably when I would prefer to do meetings, but Monday is our busiest day, so it's not a great day for that. Yeah, you've got to make sure that you're getting everything from the weekend that needs to get done and caught up on. But
yeah.
yeah, so in terms of what I do when I plan my week, like every moment is pretty much planned out. So down to the minute. My husband says he has to turn my calendar off so that he can't see my very busy, completely full calendar. But it's there's not even buffer time really. It's just like I'm gonna do this for 30 minutes and then I'm gonna take 15 minutes and travel to this appointment and then I'm gonna be at this appointment for an hour and every minute is pretty much booked. And I do schedule in buffer time, at certain times, but I don't have 5 minutes in between every task
Mm,
to end up wasting that time throughout the day. So
yeah.
the calendar is quite full. I am starting to do some color coding. So, once particular types of tasks are going to be certain colors and then when those tasks are completed, I'm going to turn the color green so I can see a sea of completed tasks. I learned that
Mm,
from Layla Hormozy. Um, and yeah, I haven't done the color coding yet, but I'm looking forward to that.
yeah. Now the calendar, that obviously helps you be very productive, and
Mhm.
it really gives you that dopamine hit of like you're achieving things throughout your day.
Yeah, right. You know exactly what you got done, but more importantly, you planned it.
Mhm.
You didn't let your email inbox plan your day. Like it's your email inbox ends up being your to-do list, but then you never get anything done that you need to get done.
Mm. I'm in that stage right now. I'm
Yeah.
in that stage. I have my calendar planned out, and maybe I'm sure not as precise as yours, but I do get like inbox, like I don't know, stuck, I guess. I get in my
Yeah.
inbox, it's going in there, going through the emails, and it does take some time. Like, do you go through your own inbox or do you have someone else do that for you?
So I now have somebody else doing that for me. She's my executive assistant, and she brings my inbox to zero twice a day and lets me know when there's something that I need that needs my attention. She's, figuring out, uh, who the people in my inbox are and, what to do with different emails. And yeah, it's amazing. But before that, I would schedule email, time to check my email
Yeah.
into my calendar day
Yeah.
because when I was doing it myself, if I just had my email open, I would just check it all day long.
Mm-hmm.
If I have it in my calendar, I'm going to take 30 minutes here and 30 minutes here, these
Mm.
2 times a day, and I won't open it again outside
Yeah.
of that window. That helps a lot to make sure you're not letting your email inbox run your day.
If you're getting value out of this episode, hit subscribe and send it to another cleaning business owner who needs it. Now let's get back into it.
That thank you for sharing that because it does get to too much when you're trying to run your business and let's just say someone is cleaning as well and then they go home and then they spend all of their time in their email when they can be spending that time, in focused work. So
Yeah.
I love that. And I'm gonna take that in. I've been thinking about having someone take care of my email because it does get to a point where you have to really be focused on important tasks so you can continue learning and continue growing. So do you listen
Yeah.
to like podcasts on or audiobooks on the road?
I'm not a big audiobook listener. I like to read a physical book. But when I'm working out, I'll put on a podcast or something like that on YouTube, and I uh spend pretty much every bit of my day trying to at least like put a second task in if I'm going to be doing something like cooking or working out or something like that. I'll listen to something that's going to help me with my business.
What does a day to day for you look like? Like, are you meeting new potential? Like, do you talk a lot to like cleaning business owners?
I have actually taken over our customer service, but temporarily, with the intention of passing it on to my executive assistant. And so at the moment, if somebody calls, they're going to get me on the phone. Yeah. So I do talk to a lot of cleaning business owners. I take their orders, I answer their questions about the products or about the training, and sometimes new people call and they have questions about both of those things.
Mm. So tell us about the cleaning products. They are eco-friendly.
Mhm.
But like tell us like why eco-friendly is important to you and then how those products help cleaning business owners and their customers.
So these products, like you said, they are eco-friendly, but they're non-toxic. And I think it's especially important for a cleaning business owner to provide their cleaning techs with stuff that's not going to give them cancer in 20 years. I mean, this is
Yeah.
just, you know,
Yeah.
it's their life. And I think it's really important to have things that are not just personally safe for them to be around and use day in and day out, but also safe for our planet. The cleaners that end up, going down the drain, they shouldn't be harmful to the environment that they're being exposed to. So those things have always been important to this company, Speed Cleaning, even prior to the Sardones being involved. It was a big deal to Jeff Campbell to make sure that the products um, were non-toxic and eco-friendly, but as a cleaning business owner, they had to be massively effective. So if something is just non-toxic, that doesn't tell you whether or not they're going to work.
Mm.
Your cleaning products have to work for you, which is why he spent a good amount of time and money working with the chemist to come up with the best formulas to do those jobs, and also be safe. So
Hmm.
the products are incredibly effective. They are more effective than a lot of the toxic stuff that you find, at the grocery store, dollar store, big box
Oh,
store.
1000%.
Yeah. So our a lot of our products are concentrated, so they're eco-friendly. You're not, buying plastic bottle after plastic bottle. You buy one concentrate and you refill your mixing bottle. Um, so yeah, on top of them actually being non-toxic, they are keeping plastic bottles out of landfills.
That's amazing. And that's what we need, especially us in the cleaning industry. We can go through bottles, we can go through product, and we do use a lot of it, especially depending on how many houses you're cleaning, but we do go into clients' houses and it's our responsibility to as well be able to think about them. Most importantly, our employees, right? Like our cleaners are there and they're smelling all of these fumes all day if it's, if you're using bleach. My mom cleaned houses for 39 years, and I think we did the first year, it was like not eco-friendly. It was like the same products my mom had, which was like bleach and all that stuff. And then I saw her hands one day and they were very spotty. Like she had a lot of black spots and they were like really dry.
Mhm.
And then she's just like, yeah, that's just from using bleach, for 20 plus years. And well,
Yeah.
and it's like, well, why don't you change it? Like you're saying it very like nonchalant, but it's like it's obviously like making you feel like insecure in a way of like my hands are spotty, my hands are dry, and the bleach, that's just what it does. I mean, not only to your skin, but to your lungs, and so
Yeah,
I'm
it takes an amount of education to, and that's where the marketing comes in, because marketing is educating your audience
mm,
that you don't have to use Comet, you don't have to use bleach. There are other things that can be just as effective and also, be safe to be around. But a lot of people just that's what they know and that's what they trust, and I totally understand that. But then it is up to the rest of us to market it in a way that explains that there are more options.
what a great thing you guys have where it's like your mom has a cleaning business. Your mom is mentoring other cleaning business owners, and you have the products to come and kind of put the bow tie on top of the ribbon on top of it, and that's amazing. What would you like to share, to the cleaning industry? Just anything that you maybe from your heart, something that you've learned along the way about them, or just I would love to hear what you would have to say.
So I have been able to speak to a lot of cleaning business owners over the last couple of years, and I think what I've learned is that they're incredibly caring people with very big hearts, and they want to do their best. They want to do their best work, and they want to have the best for their clients and for their employees. And I always think about that when I'm attempting to talk to people online through marketing or anything else, because it's such a huge but like wonderful thing about cleaning business owners. Um, they're very caring people about their work and about who they're working with. And I love that about them.
Yeah, yeah. We definitely have. I'm a believer. I mean, I'm in it. I've been in it. I've seen my mom. I've grown a lot, with the cleaning industry since I was a baby. And one thing I have noticed is we do have big hearts. We want to help. We want to work hard. We want to do the job right. It's when you add that and then trying to be a business owner at the same time, I think that's what makes people a little bit difficult to kind of do their job at the best capacity that they would love to do. But when the heart is attached to the service, when the heart is attached to your people, if we can just know how to put certain systems and certain processes in place, like we will have a successful business. And I'm sure you've heard a lot of successful stories from your mom. You've you've been at the events, so you
Yeah.
hear it all the time. And
Yeah. Yeah, the most exciting thing to me is coming in and watching the green jacket ceremony that she does, which
yeah,
for anybody listening, that is basically anytime there's in her coaching program, a cleaning business has worked their way up to become a mop-free millionaire, meaning you're out of the field, you're no longer cleaning, and you have grown your business to have revenue of $1 million or more. And they're just like it's a sea of green jackets. So they come on stage and they're given a green jacket, and it's a very emotional ceremony
oh
because
yeah.
there's so many people who that's just like that's huge. They're in a very small percentage of small businesses in the country that have a revenue of over 1 million. So it's a huge accomplishment, and it's very cool to see all of these people who are succeeding this way. It's huge.
Yeah. Yeah, that was amazing. That's something so cool about your mom's program is and her environment is that yeah, she highlights those business owners. Well, Amy, I mean, you've shared so much value. It's been amazing talking to you, and I want you to be able to share, how people can find you. If you
Mhm.
want to talk maybe a little bit about your product, like, why should we use it? Like, why should cleaning business owners use it? And then where can they find you?
So, cleaning business owners, we love, as I mentioned before, we love working with them, and so we have a lot of things that help a cleaning business owner out in terms of uh, making it easy to get the products, making it affordable to get the products. So one of the things is that our most popular product is red juice, and that is a concentrate. So we sell in gallons. We sell a gallon can make 80 bottles, 80 spray bottles. So you buy 1 gallon of concentrate and it makes 80 spray bottles of cleaner for your company. So the concentrate is a great thing for cleaning businesses. And I know that a lot of people are still using single-use bottles, so that helps a lot. We have
Yeah,
wholesale discounts that are actually specifically for professional cleaning businesses. So it's free to sign up on our website. You just go to speedcleaning.com. And I believe that the wholesale sign up, you can go to speedcleaning.com/pro, and free to sign up. You instantly, as soon as you sign up, you instantly see discounts just right off the top. And then on top of that, we share bulk discounts as well. So if you're going to buy 1 gallon, you get it for a discounted price. If you buy 4 gallons, you get it for an even deeper discount. So there's all kinds of things, feather dusters and brushes and cloths and cleaners. Our bathroom cleaner is probably the best bathroom cleaner on the planet. It's called Scum Bum, and it's the thing that's going to dissolve all of the hard water and soap scum that's
mm,
on your showers. So that one is one of my favorites between red juice and Scum Bum. I love my other top favorite is our floor cleaner. It's called Clean, and I love it because you can use it on every surface. So, you often have people kind of swapping back and forth between their hardwood cleaner, their tile cleaner, their LVT cleaner, their marble cleaner, right? So you have all of these different flooring surfaces, and Clean is pH neutral and it's safe to use for everything. So you're not having to switch back and forth. So I love that. Yeah, so speedcleaning.com. If you ever have questions, you can call us 800-717-2532. And for a little while, I'll be the one answering the phone. So
yeah.
you can ask me questions. But yeah, I appreciate the opportunity to come on your podcast and chat.
Yes, I love it. Thank you so much, Amy. I truly appreciate your time, and I'm sure like you've changed the belief of, going from chemicals to eco to non-toxic. It really helps the entire environment, our teams, and that's such a huge responsibility that we have. And it's amazing that there's people like you, like yourself out there working hard to really make our spaces of our customers safer and better for them to live. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. And yeah,
Thank you. I appreciate it.
If you got value out of this episode and you enjoyed the conversation, share with another cleaning business owner. It truly helps us grow this podcast. My goal is to bring real conversations from real business owners so that we can grow this community together and help each other out. So if you really like this podcast, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next episode.